Hey everybody, how you guys doing on today? Happy Sunday to you all. I pray you guys are doing well on this Sunday after Valentine's Day. Gift selling, gift preparing, shopping for the last couple of months, preparing for Valentine's Day. This time last week, a lot of people were in preparation, trying to, get their gifts sold and doing whatever what they were doing. I was doing the same on my end, but thank God it's over. Thank God it is over. I am so glad that this has, it's a good thing, to be doing what we're doing. But after the smoke is cleared and after you done been all through your house and done tore it up, you got to go back and put it all back together again. you know, I got rest. I still look like I need a little bit more rest, but I thank God that I did get some rest yesterday, Friday evening to Saturday. All day Saturday, and I'm gonna go back to resting probably when I get off this video, and just get a little bit more rest. But I usually be up in I have a room upstairs that I usually work in, but it's just been a lot going on. I've been doing a lot of my um, I brought a lot of stuff. A lot of you probably already know from my previous video where I am shifting from upstairs and getting that space where I was working when I first started the channel. I was up there in my room where everything was all quiet and I was just doing what I was doing. I was just working, at my own pace, and then I got on YouTube. Hasn't been a year yet. I think it was May last year. May last year, I was on this. Before May, I was minding my own business. I was upstairs operating and doing things the way I needed to do them, but I got on. If you see my very first video, I think it's the first, second video. I just jumped on YouTube one day. I was cleaning off my area, and I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna do a video. Put it on YouTube. I think I'm gonna start my channel today. I thought about it. I have been thinking about it for a while, and I said, my life is too busy. My life is too busy to be trying to do. I'm just gonna show me shopping. I'm just gonna go shopping. I'm gonna just show some things where some things are ads, some things I picked up. Next thing you know, I'm doing gift baskets and I'm running around town, doing stuff in the stores. Shooting. My life has been a whirlwind since last May, and now I have been downstairs doing a lot of my gift, designs and preparation, whatever I'm doing. I don't, I got to redo my table, a lot of things and scratches on my table now, and I'm going to go over it once I get everything done. But I was upstairs in my room and now I'm packaging up everything to get things out of that room because that room is for another purpose. It was for me to do my gift basking, but I wasn't taking up a lot of space. But now, ooh, y'all can see what that room would look like right now. I got so much stuff in that room, so I'm shifting everything down. I'm buying big, cause guys, okay, all right. Let me just finish this out. I'm buying big cartons. I bought a lot already from Target of plastic containers that I want to put down in my basement because um, even though I have space, I just can't have things all over the place. I need a lot of room. I need a lot of space. I like a lot of space, and I don't have a lot of stuff in my home for that very reason. Is that I just like to have a lot of space. I don't like things cluttered up, and I don't like to have things. Not when you say clutter, clutter doesn't mean that doesn't always have to mean junky. Clutter just means things are just too cluttered up close together. Okay, so I need a lot of space. I like open space. I like a lot of open space. I like to have a lot of elbow room, especially when I be cooking. Just I gotta look, y'all gotta get out my way. Y'all come in the kitchen, get out my way. I need some elbow room. That's what I need in my life. So I'm putting everything into containers and then I'm going to be putting them downstairs. I don't have a fixed up basement. I hope one day, that it'll get the way that I need it to be. But right now, I just need to put stuff in the cartons, give them from out of here and downstairs to make a long story short. Okay. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm moving things, I'm shifting things, and I'm just getting all of um, my my stockpiles and all that stuff, and I'm getting that stuff put down into my basement. And I've done a pretty good Wednesday. I did go out. I did go out on Wednesday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back it up, okay? Because I was just getting ready to go into something else and ain't got nothing to do with the gift baskets at this point, my sales. So let me get to that first or second. Where yes, let me get to that right now, okay? So all right, so I started actually selling my gift baskets on the Friday before Valentine's Day, okay? So I made a video about that. Y'all saw me. I was out there on my front lawn, guys. I had never done that before. I did it because, for one, it was really, really nice. It was really nice outside. I said, I'm gonna pull those gift baskets. I'm gonna pull them out there. I don't really feel like going around town. And that was not my plan. But since it was so nice, I thought about it. I said, maybe I could find, I said, hey, well, just go on outside and put your stuff out there and give your community an opportunity to see what you're doing as well. People see me coming in, coming out. I had a neighbor that made a wonderful suggestion to me last year about something that I could sell. And so I never thought about it before. And it's a great, great uh, um, idea that she had given me. I haven't acted on it yet, so I'll see how that goes for moving forward. Because I am changing, I am doing some other things as well. It's a lot that's churning around in my brain right now about some things. Because I'm gonna be honest, guys, I get a little bored with the gift baskets. I get I have other things that I do. I want to make sure I incorporate a lot of things that I love to do into what I am currently doing now. But I was out there on the front lawn um, selling gift baskets on that Friday, and I lost my thought. It was something I was going to say regarding that. I went up there on a whim on that Friday. Oh, because I don't sell during the wintertime. I don't go out. I don't look to do any kind of events. I don't even go out to do events, even if it's inside. Because if it snows, I don't want to be traveling. I'm sorry, I just dropped some papers. I don't want to be traveling around the snow. And then I got my daughter that I gotta make arrangements for or bring her with me. I have my daughter with special needs, so I have to work out things with that. So I don't do events and stuff during the cold months. Since it's been so really really nice outside, I just went ahead and took advantage of the opportunity, and I was out there all day long. People stopped and people were looking in their cars. And the only thing about being out there on Friday is that I did make sales at the very last minute. I was out there all day long. I started from about, I think it was about 11, about between 10 and 11 o'clock on that Friday morning, and I ended almost at 6 o'clock, almost at 6, somewhere between 5:30 and 5:45. And just as I was about to go in, people were coming in. It was more traffic, because people were getting off from work. I was just out there during that time and about to come in, and people were just, they were hopping out their cars, and my neighbor across the street had hopped out her car. And this is a neighbor that I never met before. She's been over here about 2 years, and I never had the opportunity to meet her. They're always coming and going. You either see them going in or coming out. Both her and her husband work. So I was excited, that she came over and we finally met for the first time. And she was like, she said I really don't really need anything right now. She said I want to support you though. She said I want to support you, and she brought one of my most expensive gifts that was sitting out there on the table. And I was like, oh, thank you. She said, and keep the change. I was like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I got a chance to meet her, and there were other people that were walking up and down the street. They came. I said, see, I was about to go in. I was just about to go in, and I needed to go in because Friday night until Saturday night is my time that I set aside for myself. Don't care what need to be done. Don't care what need to be sold. I need to get me some rest. I need to put my body at rest. So I did have some sales. In fact, I made a video at first um, of me, that, I didn't make that many sales. I wasn't, they were just, this was just a random thing that I had to plan to do that day. And I went out there and I just gave it a shot. And that first video that I made on that day, saying that, I didn't make that many sales, I really didn't make most of my sales until or any of my sales until um, I was about to go in. when I was packing up. When I was thinking first, I was thinking I was getting ready to go in. Then I said, let me sit out here a little bit longer. Then somebody was walking past. I got a sale, and then as I was getting ready to just start getting ready to bring it, and just bring it on in. People were coming up to to purchase something. So I was very happy about that. So I did make some sales, and I was really happy about that on that Friday. Then I went over to Sunday. Guys, this video gonna be you might want to get if you want to listen to this entire video in one go. I think this is gonna be a little bit of a long video. On Sunday, guys, let me tell you, I had Saturday night. I said, as I said Friday, I said, I think I'm gonna go over to that spot over there because I thought about it in times past about going over there, but I wasn't really sure about, you know, what was needed to go out there. So what I did was I called the Foreman Mills. I showed you guys that in my video when I was out there on that site, and I called Foreman Mills to ask, and I spoke to the manager of that store, and I said, "Can you tell me about that space out there where people, because people go out there to sell, like when it's a big sports event, they go out there with the T-shirts, and they have all their stuff out there, and I've always wondered. I said, I wonder what kind of you know, uh, you know." Credentials or what kind of license or whatever you have to be out here. In fact, I did ask a guy the year before last, I think. He was out there selling T-shirts when we had one of our it was either basketball, no football, whatever team it was. He was out there selling T-shirts and hats and all this stuff for that team. So I went up to him and I said, um, "What do you need to do to get over here?" He said, "I just come over here." He said, "I just come over here and just set up and just sell my stuff, and nobody say nothing to me." And in fact, I went over there because I had some things for another. I had some things that I had made. They were just random gifts, okay? And I said I wanted to sell my things too, but before I set up, I wanted to ask, what needs to be done. So the moment I get my table set up, uh, or set out. In fact, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going all over the place. I didn't have my table at that time. I don't know why I went over there. I'm trying to figure out why did I go over there. Oh, I think, okay. I already had my gifts in my car from another event. I had my gifts already in the car, and I said, I'm gonna go over there because I know that they are doing things for this sports event, for this championship that they want. And I went over there. The guy said, well, you could just, I just set up. And I said, okay. I said, I know what I'm gonna do because I didn't have my tables. It was back at the house. And I had just had gifts in my trunk because I had an event that I was selling at like a week or two prior, and they were just still in my trunk. So I said, I'm gonna sit up here. Um, I'm gonna put the things on my hood. I want to put my things. I'm gonna park my car, and I'm gonna put the things up on my hood, and put some gifts, maybe out there in front of my car on that grassy part. I got my gifts up there on top of my hood. There were some flower bouquets up there. The wind blew one of my flower bouquets right off the thing, broke my vase, and I was like, what in the world? I was so mad when that happened. I tried to put more gifts up there, but the wind was just blowing. It's just a windy area because when I was over there the last time, it wasn't really that windy outside, but over there, it was just, for some reason, just windy over in that site, over in that area. But to make a long story short, I put more gifts up there and the wind was just moving things. I said, I can't. I can't because I ain't gonna be able to keep my stuff, stationary. So I just said, you know what, I'll try another time. And I haven't been over there since until last Sunday. Okay, so that was about maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. So I called the manager, as I said before, at Foreman Mills, and she said, I don't know what township that really. She said it don't belong to us. She said people go over there and sell. Nobody really don't really say anything to them, but it's best to make sure by because it's on a dividing line. It's either this township or our township. and maybe you should call the barrels and just try to find out who it belongs to and see what you need. And I said, I don't feel like going through all that. After I talked to her on the telephone, she was very nice, and I said, just told her thank you. And at first, and then I said I ain't going over there. But then Saturday, before Valentine's Day, I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead. I loaded up my car with the gifts, and I put my table in there. And then me and my daughter got out there Sunday, and it was a nice day. It was nice. It was cloudy, but it was, that wind. It was just like a lot of wind over there again. And so once I got set up over there, um, as soon as I got my table set up, as I had said in my last video, guy just came walked up behind me, tall guy with a big old cowboy hat on his head, and he looked like he was a superstar, somebody from off a football team had a big old cowboy hat, dressed really sharp. And so I'm like, where did he come from? I didn't see him. And so he was looking for, whatever he was looking for, and I made that first sale. And you know what I thought, guys, after, because he gave me $100 bill. Now, I want to pass this on to you guys because sometimes we're not really, really alert, and especially when we're just getting set up and people are coming over to us. I deal with cash. A lot of people do the cash app and stuff. I don't have anything against people who do cash app. It's just not for me. It's not something I want to do. I don't feel like getting connected to it, because it's just too much. I don't trust the whole system of everything. I'd rather just do cash. But then when you're dealing with cash, you still have other problems in that area. Not as much to me as if you were doing like um you call it when you're doing transactions over your phones and stuff like that, over the internet. So he gave me the $100 bill. I didn't think nothing about it until the next day. But he said, well, he went to his pocket. He said, I got $37 here. He said, what you got for $37? How much is this? He said, well, I got $37 for it. I was like, yeah, I'll give it to him. But the next day I thought, sometimes people will pass off money to you. And I said, what would make him give me $100 bill? $100 bill. He saw me just finish setting up. Sometimes people will pass off fake money to you, and then you give them change your money, and you're stuck with $100 bill. You're stuck with $100 bill. That don't mean that could be phony. That could be, fake money. So I'm not saying that's what he did, but I definitely didn't. I wasn't going to give him all my change for that $100 bill. But in my head, the next day, I said, "What would make him give me $100 bill?" I just set up, and he had to have seen me just set up because he came right behind me. But I gave him the gift. He gave me the money for that, and I took it. But I said the next time you be on your P's and Q's because when you go in the stores, you see the cashiers checking the 20s and checking the big bills, the 50s and the 100s. We gotta understand that system too, when it comes to big bills. So I said, I'm glad I did not, and I wasn't going to take it even if I had $100 bill. I'm not going to, you know. Why would you come over with $100 bill? I thank him for the sale, and he made a good selection, and he went ahead about his business. And so after that, I said I wasn't going to do that no more, right? So now I get another guy that comes up to the table, and I thought he was the popo. I thought he was the fuzz. He walked up behind me. He had this walkie-talkie, and it looked like a police radio. And he was standing there, and I turned around. I said, "Oh, okay. They're getting ready to tell me to shut it down." They can be telling me to shut it down. So when I went over to him, I said, "Can I help you, sir?" And he was like, I said, "You looking for something in particular?" And he put his radio down to the side. I said, "Oh, okay." And but it seemed, I think he had some special challenges with him. That's what I believe. He may have had a stroke or something like that. He may have something was going on with him, so I asked him what he needed, and he was very nice, and I was just glad he wasn't a police officer because that's what I thought he was when he walked up and when I walked over there to him. And he said, "I'm looking at your gifts. He said, "Oh, they very nice." He said, um, "I want to buy something for my fiance." And I was trying to work with him because I said, "Oh, that's really nice." And I said, "What are you looking for? What is your price range?" And he said, I'm just looking for something nice. And he said, I just have $10, And I was like, oh boy, I just said I wasn't gonna just said I wasn't gonna, but my heart went out to him because I have a daughter with special needs, and I saw where he was at, and so I said, listen, I can, um, I'll work with you. I said, what do you want? And he was pointing at these expensive. He was pointing at the gifts. So I was like, I said, no. I said, I can't give you that. I, well, not in that words, but I was like, no, let's look to something more geared towards the lower end because you given me $10 and I do want to work with you and let me see what I can do. And so I ended up giving him a gift that was worth $25. I gave him for 10. It was the puppy with the love sign tucked down, the black and white puppy, with the red bow. And I said, I can give you this, and he was like, oh, he said, this is very cute. This is very nice. And so, hold on, guys. So, and he kept looking at the gifts. He was like, well, how much is this one? And how much is that one? And I'm like, the price tax is right there. I'm like, the price tax is right there. And so I was telling him what each price was, I'm trying to be mindful. I'm like, this is that one. He said, do people stop at your table? He said, your stuff is very expensive. I'm like, look, I'm trying to help you out right now. I'm trying to help you out. I just gave you a gift. I took $15 off of that gift. And, in my head, I'm just like, well, no, I did tell him, I said, I took $15 off this gift right here. That was $25 and you giving me 10 for that. He said, oh, he said, but it is very nice. But how much are these? He was pointing to the ones and the highest gift I had on there was $65. He didn't point to that one, but he pointed to the one with that was 45, 38, and my gifts are reasonably priced. My gifts is not really that they're not as expensive as they should be because I could have added more money onto my gifts. But I said I'm happy with $25, a $20 on certain gift, a 25, a $30 profit there. I said I'm happy, but I want to make sure that the people can buy the gifts as well. So I'm like, I'm not going to even let the entertain what's going on right here, about my pricing because my price is a price reasonable. Okay. So, I didn't get mad at him, but he took me out when he said, "Your kid," he said, "Do anybody stop here at the table?" I said, "Yeah, people been stopping here." Yeah. I said, "Yeah, people has brought gifts." So he took his gift. I gave it to him. I said, God bless you. Here's your gift. And he said, oh, thank you so much. He said, yeah, my fiance would really love this. He said, I just wanted to get her something special. I said, well, this is guy. And I gave you $15 off of that gift. Okay. So he went over and I said, okay, praise God. I'm just glad he's not the popo, you know. So people would stop and pass, and I made more sales and people, they were also looking at the price. I'm like, is this the side of town that I'm on right here? Because a lot was going on in that day. Let me tell you something. It was so much going on that day. I said, never again will I come over here because the people over there were doing things that was really, really. I saw some things over there that I cannot even believe that I saw on that day. And I'm like, I live like 5 minutes away from here. I don't live in Bel Air. I live in a nice part, suburban part area, the state that I live in. We have a big state. We have different counties and boroughs, and we have, I've seen better, and I have seen worse. But some things I don't expect to see over there. And what I saw on that Sunday, I'm not even going to repeat what I uh, uh, saw somebody do over there. And I just cannot believe, I said, this is the day and time that we are living in right now where just so much is going on. And when you see stuff happening, I can't even say, you know what? I can't believe it because I can't believe it. I can't believe some stuff that go on. And so that whole day, I stayed over there for about maybe 4 hours, I think. 4 hours. And I did pick up some sales. I picked up a lot of sales over there. And the only thing that stopped me from staying over there was because I had to go to the little girl's room. I had to go to the little girl's room so bad, guys. It wasn't even funny, because I've been in this place before, even at other events, even when they had a porta potty, I ain't going in there. I'm just gonna wait till I go home. No, even when they had no, So I had to pack up about 4 hours later because my bladder felt like it was about 10 times the size that I've never felt in my body the way that I felt my bladder in my body on that day. And for the women, which I think the majority are that's listening to this channel, when you had an ultrasound done when you were pregnant, or if you ever been pregnant, or if you had to have a pelvic ultrasound for some reason, and they say you have to fill your bladder up, you have to drink about 32 ounces of water, maybe like 2 hours before you come in. And that's a lot of water because by the time you get to get your ultrasound done, you're like, look, I got to go to the bathroom. They like, no, we got to get the ultrasound done first before you empty your bladder. So anybody who know what I'm talking about, who's ever had a pelvic ultrasound, where you have to, um, fill your bladder up with water, about 32 ounces of water before you come in to have that ultrasound done. My bladder felt like it was about 10 times more than that. I could not, I was trying not to be seen. I was holding my knees together. I was jumping back in the car, tapping my neck. I was, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom so bad. I gotta go. I gotta go. And I had to get all those gifts back in the car, fold the tables back up, put the tables back in the car. And I said, Lord, I don't think I'm going to make it. I can barely stand up. That's how bad. Every time I come to stand up, it was like, oh, I can't. So I'm bent over and I'm looking around people. I said, did anybody see me out here? Because I'm about violated about the below. I finally get in the car. I said, I can't make it home. I'm only about 5 minutes away, but I can't because when I'm riding, if the car is moving and it's like, putting pressure. And I was like, oh, I went to the Taco Bell across the street, right directly across the street from where I just was. I locked my daughter up in that car. It was right outside the door of the Taco Bell. I ran in that bathroom and thank God, first of all, that bathroom was clean. Oh, that was so clean. I said, when I go in here, I know that bathroom will be tore up. I ain't never been in there. I've been on the outside ordering stuff. I ain't never been in the inside. I went in there. That bathroom was sparkling clean. I couldn't believe how clean the bathroom was. Oh, all I can tell you is that I would have never made it home had I waited. I would have never made it home. I would have never made it home. I had to leave that spot and I could not leave my things there and come back. It was so many people coming. It was so many people going back and forth. It was like they started coming right about maybe about an hour, 45 minutes, an hour before I had to leave. And I said, look at all the people over there. I said, oh, good, 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 good. And I said, I'm not gonna pack up and come right back and unpack again. So I ended up having to leave. I left there, went home, and and that was it. So I did make a lot of sales and I had sale I made I made when I say a lot of sales, I let me just change that. I made some sales. I didn't sell the majority of my things that were out there. I sold a lot of items, but I didn't sell the majority of the things that was out there on the table. But I had customers that I had was supposed to be delivering items to. I had people that were even asking me to make things on the side. Those couple, the black one that had you and me, people wanted. I had some orders for that. They loved the couples. Baskets. I did have still the breakfast with my boo. I've been trying to sell that one since last year, guys. I don't know what's up with that. Somebody looked at the price and they think that it's too high. I'm like, that's not too high. That's not too high. $38 for that is not too high. In fact, it's a little bit too low. It's right on the cuffs. I was pricing my basket to the T. I want to make sure that people want to buy that, or can afford to buy that. And I got a lot of compliments on that. But I had people that I had to deliver stuff to. I had gifts that people were asking me to make on the side, which I didn't want to do. But I did overall, guys. The turnout was good. I'm very, very pleased with my sales. I had a few items left over. That Wednesday, I went back out there on my lawn to sell. Unfortunately, I didn't make any sales on that day because it was just people were just not, it just wasn't no traffic. I mean, it just put it that way. People were at work, kids was at school, and there was no foot traffic. There was people that was going past in cars. They were looking, but they just, they was like, what's going on over there? They were just going. but it wasn't a lot of traffic. It wasn't a lot of people to even sell to on that Valentine's Day. So I stayed out there till about 4:30, left my things out there. I didn't get any sales, but I think if I would have stayed a little bit longer, after five, around five, I think I would have got some sales. And so, to make a long story short, it all went well, guys. I am so pleased that I sold a lot of my items. On for this Valentine's Day. To make a long story short, 30 minutes into the video, okay, I made a good profit on my sales, and I'm just very very happy. And the two things that there was a couple of things that I'm going to take over into Mother's Day. Those two gifts that had the rose spears in them, with the Dove's chocolate, the canisters of the Dove chocolates, and the heart shaped uh, uh, bath bombs in that really cute box. Both of those gifts were still sitting there because I think people just thought they was too high. You know, they were just looking. It was like, how much is it? Yeah, I'm like, come on. I'm only look. I'm only charging. One was 40. One was 41. I think the other one, because the one of the boxes was I had a gold box and a white box, and the gold box cost a little bit more than the white box, so it was a couple of dollars more, but it was in the $40 area. And I'm like, look, you don't know, I should be charging $60, $65 for these items right here, and I only got a price at 40, okay, and I'm making like a $25 profit off of that. So people, I said, cool, that's all right. I'm just gonna take them over to Mother's Day. I'm gonna take them over to Mother's Day, and I'm going to do an event. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. I think I'm gonna do one event this year. And you know what that one event? Because I said I wasn't gonna do nothing this year. I'm just really tired of it. I'm really tired. I gotta find somewhere where people are there. I need people that's gonna be actually around to buy some gifts. Because the last events last year, when I first started the channel, that was my first thing. I said my event was canceled, but that was due to the weather. All right. So the reason why I'm saying, now look at this, guys. I pulled this out of my closet. I was like, oh, this is so cute. This is one of my gifts from last year, guys, that didn't get sold. Not because nobody wanted it. It's just because there was nobody to sell it to at the events. I pulled this because I'm taking things out of my closet, and I said, I think I'm gonna buy this myself. I'm gonna buy this gift myself. This is so cute, guys. This gift right here is so cute. I really love this gift. It has a book in here. It has a book. It has a pen in there. It has a beautiful black and white journal. You know, a top. It has slippers in the back. And I said, I'm gonna take all my gifts that I didn't sell, the gifts from Valentine's Day, the gift from Christmas, the gift that I had, all my gifts that I have upstairs that need to be sold. I don't care what season it is. When I do an event this year, I'm gonna try to do one event. I'm taking all. I ain't making no more gifts. Not just to be making. If it's a holiday, somebody requests a gift. Yes, I'm gonna make a gift. Okay, but when it comes to events, I ain't making no more gifts this year. I'm taking all these gifts that are sitting in my closet because of that event that I had that I was supposed to be doing them all last year. I was so mad. I was so mad about that. I'll tell y'all about it another time because I've already been on here long enough. But I'm gonna take all my gifts, maybe except for this one. Except for this one. I think I'm gonna keep this one for myself. I love this gift. It's so cute. I got this gift basket around last Easter from Hobby Lobby. I bought a bunch of these. They were like $14.99. I got them for like $1. I bought $1.09 or something like that. I bought a bunch of these last year. I got about maybe 10 of these in my stockpile. And this is from uh, 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 what's the store with the dots? Um, I can't even think right now. The store with the dots. That's what the store this is from. And just a couple of towels I got from Ross, and little things that I got from Dollar Tree. Um, I think I'm gonna get this one for myself, guys. I'm gonna tell you about it. Okay, I think I like this one for myself. But I brought this out just to show you guys that I have gifts left over from last year, and my thought is to take all my gifts for Christmas. I don't care. I might price them just maybe a dollar or two below um, the original price that's on there, just to get them out the door. But these is what's gonna be on my table. It's gonna be a variety of things. It's gonna be Valentine's Day. It's gonna be summer. It's gonna be Christmas. All those kisses going up on the table. And so I'm gonna find somewhere. There are some things that I can get to. I want to make sure I know where the location is so I can make sure that there's some foot traffic in there. Okay. And I'm gonna see how that work out for right now because I ain't making no more gifts this year other than Mother's Day, Father's Day, um, for this year, and I think for Christmas, I'm not going to do fall. People like fall around here. They really do. People like fall things around here, because it's a community. I live in a diverse city, and we have diverse people around here, and they like fall things, and I'm gonna think I'm gonna do away with that for this year, and I might hit Christmas. I'm not really sure about Christmas. I'm gonna see how that go. Um, and just take it from me, guys. So this is what I wanted to talk about real fast. And then there were some other things. I made a list of some things that I wanted to talk about. In fact, my list fell on the floor. Hold on. Okay. I wanted to say in the beginning, or it doesn't matter when I say it, the type of give back spirit that and I did mention this in a couple of videos before, is that this is something that I really just like to do. It's kind of, I want to put it on side of a business slash hobby. Um, this is what I like to do. I don't do it per se for to create um, a big business. I just happen to like to do what I'm doing. Okay, so it's not like I'm doing this because we all have reasons why we do what we do, and I just like to create. I like to do things. I like to my my bacon is more of a it's more of a bigger business than my gift basket is, and I actually put the baking on hold because I can't do the both. I can't, because I had the responsibility of my daughter. I do work, and I had the responsibility of my daughter. And my oldest daughter always said, "Mom, would you start the baking? Would you start the baking? Would you do that?" And I said, even in the baking itself, it requires a lot of time because I'm an at-home baker, okay? And there's a lot that goes into that. It's a lot of things you got to be careful about. And so trying to do gift basket, it's like a flip coin, because I love to do gift baskets. I love to bake. I love to decorate. I love to do a lot of things in the creativity area. And so when it came to both of these, I said I can't do both of them at the same time because when I'm baking, I got to really be focused on my baking. I don't want to mess nothing up. I don't want nobody to get something that's not right, and it got to be because that's something going inside of somebody's body, okay? And so I got to make sure that everything is right when it comes to baking. I'm really, really particular about baking, and I don't want to do anything that is going to, eventually, cause somebody some harm. So you got to be, careful, with baking. And I have a lot of responsibility in my hand. And this is one of the reasons why this year is going to be different because I'm not going to do, I don't know how I'm going to do my channel moving forward because I'm going to get some rest after this video. I'm going to get me some rest because guys, we've got to take over my old school work now. I'll be 60 years old this year, okay? And I just want to pass on some wisdom to a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are young out there, and I know what it is because I was a mother. My first child, I had 28. I had my own place. I had a full-time job. Now and then I got my daughter with special needs, and a lot went on. We just do what we do when we're young. We think we can conquer the world. We ought to have that mindset, but we got to realize that our body is only going to go as far as it can go because we are not God, and we need to rest. We need to rest our our bodies, whether it's for a spiritual reason or for just simply just out of simple wisdom to rest your body because our bodies are not built to keep moving and moving and moving and moving. Even mechanical things break down. And we're out. After our cars get a certain amount of miles on our car, they become old and they, it eventually, wear and tear and wears out. So take some wisdom right now. When your business is what is really called to be, especially if it's from God to do what you're doing. He's going to watch over you. He's going to protect your channel. Um, when you go away and you come back, if everybody who say they love you and support your channel, they're gonna be there when you come back. I see a lot of channels, outside of the gift baskets, a lot of other channels that are on YouTube, other different, things that people do. And I see a lot of them struggling. They're struggling and they're like, this, I got to get my stuff up on my channel. They got over a million viewers. And I'm like, look, you just need to take your rest. You ain't got to explain to nobody where you going. Just put something up there and say, I'm going on break and come back. You got to rest. You got to rest your body. And a lot of people worrying about, those who are getting paid from the channel. When God calls you to it, he gonna work it out for you. So we got to rest our bodies. And I ripped and I ran. And I thank God my body still at 60 years old. I still feel like I'm 18 years old. Seriously, I still feel like I'm 18 in my body, just in my mind, I know, you know in my head, I'm still 18 years old, okay? I can't do all that I used to do. I used to, I was cheerleader, I was gymnastics when I was, I was in army, and I was, I've done a lot of stuff, I've done a lot of stuff, but eventually, you have to know when to take your body, sit down, get some rest, because if you don't sit down, your body will sit you down. Your body gonna sit you down and you're gonna be out of commission way longer than if you were just taking a day or two to get some rest. If you get sick and your body do something they ain't supposed to be doing because we're busy. We understand that the business got to keep moving, but God will work that thing out for those who believe in God. And even if you don't believe in the Lord, he just he'll work it out for you, especially if he called you to it. So we got to use wisdom. We got to just use practical wisdom, and we got to understand that our bodies are not made to function 24/7 uh, uh, 24/7 365 days a year. You got to eventually sit down and get some rest and give your mind some rest. Mind, soul, and body needs rest. There's a balancing act when it comes to our bodies. You got to balance out everything. When you do too much on one side of your body, or one side of your human your human body, if you do too much over in the um, physical, then over here it's going to suffer. When you do too much over here, it's going to suffer over here. So it's a balancing act. You have to balance it out. It can be done because if we believe for other things, we got to believe that when we need to take our rest, that God will work. He will work it out for us on our behalf. So I just wanted to share that from you, from an old schooler. I'm 60 years old. I know what it is to rip and to run, to work and to do all the things that need to be done. We also have things that we got to look after in our own life. So we got to dedicate bits and pieces, to keep everything moving. We got to give here, give here, give here. And so we got to give back to ourselves too. At the end of the day, we got to give back to ourselves. So I just want to put that out there. Don't be tore because you have to lay something down and you got to get you some rest. You just got to. Because if you don't, you might have to lay down a lot longer than what you planned on. Just taking one or 2 days of rest. All right. So I just want to put that out there. Guys, be the best person, be the best you that you can be, because God has given us all gifts. He's given us talents, and we don't have to continually borrow from other areas. There's a wealth of information out here on YouTube. YouTube is a university in itself. You can learn a lot of things just getting on jumping on YouTube, and you can learn a lot of things for yourself. Um, when I was, even with my daughter's 3 years old, and she didn't have what we have now. we have books, we had to go to the library, for a lot of stuff. And then the internet did eventually start, creeping up, but it wasn't until after my daughter graduated at school in 2011 when a lot of stuff was just coming on board. YouTube it's like a university in itself. Whatever you want to know, whatever you want to learn, you can learn a lot of stuff when you go to the internet and just pull things up. There's a lot of stuff out there. Be the best version of you. We don't always have to, keep borrowing from other people. You know, look inside yourself. Look for the creativity. If you desire to do something like this, then you're already coming to the table with some sort of creativity, a creative mind, or you might have the desire to do it, you know. I say go to God, because God said He would give us the desires of our heart. Every good and perfect gift comes from God. So if He already instilled that creativity in you, then yes, sometimes you might need somebody to help bring that out. You don't know where to begin, you don't know where to start. But if you desire it that much, you can do it. You can do it, and a lot of times, I'm not gonna say a lot of times, we're not gonna see. I used to get on my daughter with this. My daughter, she used to take me out. My oldest daughter, she thought when she graduated from high school that she was supposed to be a CEO with 2.5 kids, a dog and a cat, 2 cars, and the three garage car. And I was like, "You just graduated out of high school. You haven't even got to college yet." And she was just so upset. You know why? Because she would see stuff on social media about how all people were living, and how some of her friends were seemed like they didn't have to do much because they mommy and daddy was, they got the money, to get them the cars and get them the things that they got. I said, you don't understand what's going on in somebody's life. You don't understand that you're just coming out of school and that you actually have to work your way up. Some people are not working their way up. Some people are just jumping right into what their parents already have, and they're living in that manner. Okay, everybody don't have that, but they themselves should be working themselves up too. Your parents shouldn't, this is just me, let your kids learn. We can't always hand kids things. They got to learn on their own how to to maneuver around life and learn how to get what you have. They got to learn how you got it, and then help them navigate their lives, mentor them, get them, but don't always hand stuff to your kids, because they're not. If something happened to you today or tomorrow, they ain't gonna know what to do. So you got to teach your kids how to uh, to to get to move forward in their life, and how to obtain things the right way. And it's not always through handing out. Yes, we want to take care of our kids, we want to hand them things, but sometimes that's not always the good and the best thing to do, because they got to learn how to do these things on their own. So I was telling my daughter, I'm like, girl, you just graduated. It ain't even 2 months since you've been out of school, and you think you're supposed to have all of my daughter went to school. She got her degree in psychology, and she graduated last year. And you got to understand, and you don't know if people are happy with the things they got. There's a lot of unhappy people with success and with a whole lot of money. So you want your peace. Get things the right way is what I'm trying to tell you, and don't base what your life off of what somebody else's life is. And I say this in this same community: have your own ideas. If you have that creativity and you dig on the inside of you, it's too easy to jump on people's channel and look and see what they got, and then you get, of course, yeah, we all glean from one another, but have your own ideas. Don't let everything be on your channel from somebody else's channel, is what I'm saying. Have your own creativity. Have your own creativity, and just begin. There's, as I was saying about YouTube channels, there's a lot of channels out there where you can learn from, and get some ideas. But don't let everything be, from other directions. Go on the inside of you, dig out that creativity, start putting your head to uh, uh, your Start getting your thoughts about what you want to do. Write them down. Draw things out. Just take the time to do it because a lot of things we just want things so bad. We want things, and then we start accumulating stuff. And this is up thing. This okay. So get what I'm saying right here. But this just brought me to a whole other thing that I forgot to mention. To the guys, when we start seeing stuff on what other people are doing, don't become so addictive to it because shopping become addictive when we are doing gift baskets. Because let me tell you, last week I was at Dollar Tree looking for Philly Goddess. Hey, I was looking for them little cute pouches that I want those. I'm gonna go out one day. They didn't have them in the Dollar Tree that I saw them in. I'm sorry that I was at. But Philly Guys had a little cute design, on her channel, and I was trying to find those. I said, this is the only thing that I'm going to go to Dollar Tree and try to find. I'm going to try to find those pouches. And let me tell you something. I was walking around, I couldn't find them, couldn't find them. And I said, when I was in the store and I was about to go out, I said, you know what? I feel so funny. This is the first time I ever been to Dollar Tree, I think ever, where I came out with nothing. What I had to do, I went back. I went back around. I got me some more prayer boxes, those little prayer boxes that I like those prayer boxes because again, that's that one of the things that I do is a ministry called Divine Daughters, and so I could use those prayer boxes for that reason. And I need to jump back into that ministry because that was something that I was doing from the beginning. But let me tell you, I went back and got those, and I came back out, and I felt much better. And I said it shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be so. I should be able to walk into a store, and if I don't see what I want, to be able to come back out. So we got to be careful about the spending, because the spending can become addictive. Shopping can become addictive, and this is why we got a lot of stuff. That's why I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff too that I need to go around. I need to I need to pull together. Okay, we got to watch out for the addiction that could come along with doing what we're doing here. There's a lot of stuff that we just simply, we buy it. That's why I don't participate in certain things I see. I'm like, look, I ain't going over there and waste my time for that. I'm not. I'm not going to do that, because you're in the store, and then if you don't see what you see, you're picking up other things. So be watchful about your spending habits, because sometimes we can spend out more than we can get back in because the stuff is still sitting there, been sitting there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and we ain't never did nothing with it. So be intentional. This is my suggestion. This is what I'm doing with myself. Be intentional about what you're spending. Okay, so I just, all the newcomers that come on, be intentional about what you're spending. Fine, if you're just starting out, do one or two things. Do something that you do really, really well. Put those things together, get them out into the marketing area. And if you do well with that, make 10 more. This is a good tip that I got from Steve Harvey many years ago. He said, if you bake cakes, and he said, somebody like your cake, and you sell it to them, he said, go back and make two more. Put that cake out there, sell those two cakes some more, and they like it, go back and make you four more. He said, so build up about that certain special thing that you do. He said, because people buying it and they keep buying it. He said, just keep duplicating, keep on, and then add on to some other things. Don't get so gun ho about what all the different creativities that you see on YouTube in this community. Don't get so caught up in it because you want to do this and then you run to another thing. Oh, I want to do that. And then it's so easy to get drawn in and sucked in. Just start out slow. Start out slow, take your time, and just know if this is for you, it's going to work out. Just do things in order. Be good at your bookkeeping, your keep your receipts, and it can easily get mishandled when you're in the shuffle of, you can have it somewhere and the next thing you know, you can't find it. You got to take something back and you don't know where stuff is at. Be organized. Be organized. I'm big on organization, and I get disorganized so fast. That's why I need a lot of space. I need a lot of space because I be just throwing stuff everywhere. And then, I'm finding all the tapes that I've been looking for. I found a tape over on this. I never put tape over. That's it. I was cleaning up over there. I was like, what is the tape doing up there? Where did I put the tape over there? I just putting stuff. It lost in the sauce. Just lost in the shovel. I got my house together, guys. It still need help. I got all my Valentine's Day stuff organized here. I'm just waiting to get the containers to put it in. But I've never been so happy about cleaning up. I've never been so happy. I said, this is the first time I ever, in a long time, been ready to clean up. Oh, I was so glad on Thursday and Friday. I got so much work done. My house is almost back to order down here on this lower level and upstairs too. We have to do our general cleaning, but this stuff that I had tore up from the gift basket, oh Lord, never again will I be operating like this again. And the only reason again why it's like this because I'm bringing stuff from out of that front room. I'm no longer working up in that front room. I am down here. So that's what made this whole experience a little bit different. So guys, I've been talking for almost an hour. And if you're still on here, God bless you. God bless you. I know it's long. I don't mean to be long. I had a lot to say. But just be mindful as what you're doing. Even old schoolers, let's be mindful about what we're doing. Let's be mindful about how we are operating, and just you know, if we're going to support each other, let's support each other 100% away. I think it's wise. When we're gleaning from channels, to support that person that you're gleaning from. Give a shout out, about who because some people have original ideas. They ain't never been out there before. Ain't never been out there before. Some people got original ideas about their things that they're putting out for the first time on the channel, and then somebody gonna use it, and they never say, I'd like to give this person a shout out. We take things as our own, and then when stuff spin back around, sometimes God, He brings correction to people. I don't care how much you know God. When we're out of order, God will bring correction to us. He will sometimes allow this very same thing that goes on in our lives. He'll spin it back around, and bring it to our attention. And that's correction. God brings correction still, even to His people. We're not exempt as the people of God because we're the ones that mess up a lot too. We mess up more than the world, oftentimes. Yeah, I ain't gonna go in it. That's a whole nother sermon, a whole nother video and a sermon. We mess up. We mess up. And then when it spins back around to us, we're wondering what's going on. And sometimes we have to evaluate. This is what I do. When something come back to me or something that's going on in my life, and I sit down and I have to think, all right, I said, now, am I out of alignment with something that the reason why this thing happened in my life? Am I out of alignment? Am I doing something I ain't supposed to be doing? And then if I'm all checked out, I ain't doing nothing as far as I know. Maybe God is trying to bring awareness to me, but as far as I know, I'm not doing. I don't believe I'm doing anything. I don't know. you know but sometimes, God, um he does things, to to cause us to grow, when we can't, just like the book of Job. God I mean, Job really couldn't put his finger on about why he's not, God already said he was a righteous man. But sometimes God, I will allow certain things to happen, you know for whatever reason he chooses. He will allow things to happen in our life. And then on the flip side of that, he allowed things to happen. He allowed Satan to come into our lives because he is trying to bring correction to our lives. So we got to look at that. We're not exempt as believers to not go through anything, because the Word of God already tells us that in this life we will go through trials and tribulations. Now, these are things that are just going to happen, but then there are things that God allows to happen for different reasons. So let me just get off of this tip. It's been it's almost an hour, guys. I said a lot, and I knew I was going to be on here for a long period of time. And I think there's still more I got to say, but I think I'm saving it to another video, guys. Okay, so this is what I just wanted to say, that I did very, very good. I was very, very pleased at my sales for Valentine's Day. And again, that was my first time going out during this time of year, because this is, I never make plans to do it because I'm always thinking it's going to snow or do something, and I never expect that it's going to be feeling like fall or summer sometimes. during wintertime. All right. So I'm going to end it here. All right. I'm going to take a little break for a few days. I don't know. I might take a week. I don't know. But just if you don't see me again, none this week until next week, guys, I'm just taking me a little short break. Get the mental status together, get the physical, make sure I'm up and up, get my house together, get things in order, get my life, my job, make sure everything's correct before I get moving again. All right. So I pray you guys do the same in some sort of capacity. If you're still moving forward, I'm praying that all will go well and that God will restore. He will replenish you, that He will refill you, that He will refresh you, and that we use that wisdom to take rest when we need to take rest for our bodies. Okay. All right. So God bless you. I'm gonna stop running my mouth. Have a blessed day. The rest of the day. Have a blessed week ahead. And until the next video, you guys be blessed. All right. Bye bye.